One. Hey everybody, it's your boy James, and I'm here today with Scarecrow and Gypsy, and we're here with another episode of Florida Lifestyle Podcast. And we're coming today to introduce this great pair right here, and to have them show you what they're doing in the Florida and their lifestyle and how they're representing. Go ahead and take the floor if you're ready.
All right. So thank you, James. Great to be here. So I'm Scarecrow, and I am the house rigger for Secrets Hideaway. I do the ropes for them and the suspensions and the shibari at Club Swingster. So whenever you stop in at Secrets, just come on into Club Swingster and have a look at what we do in the dungeon. You'll see me, and you'll see Gypsy with me there in the corner. We'll be tying people up. We'll be suspending them from the ceiling and giving them a real fun shibari experience. We also do a little bit of that at the pool parties at Secrets. We're there once every 2 weeks, and I've been doing that for on and off for 4 years, but like now it's a regular thing that we're doing regularly. Tied at other clubs before, like Club Kink Jacks. You might have seen me on TLC when we did a special there for the TV show Virgins. They did a special at Club Kink Jacks that I was part of. And
Now it's that TLC, the network, correct?
That's right, the Learning Channel.
Okay, now what is the show again that they could find?
Yeah, the show is called Virgins, and it was the episode about a girl named Rasha that was looking for. I think she was looking to like experience more sexy stuff because she hadn't experienced anything like that in her life. So she came to Club Kink Jacks to get tied up and be part of a rope class that I was teaching. And I've been in rope. Been doing rope for 6 years. Really been involved in like the lifestyle or this lifestyle for about 10 years. And Gypsy, I found her 5 years ago. Right? Yeah, we've been together for 5 years. She's been part of my lifestyle for 5 years, but just recently started tying herself and started getting more involved in these things.
Yes, we're a team.
That's right. We're a tag team there.
Were you already previously lifestyler before you met Scarecrow?
No, he was my first introduction to shibari.
Oh, so that is great. That is great. So how was that transformation?
For me?
How was that transformation getting into from not being into that lifestyle into getting introduced into it?
Exciting.
Yeah, it's like it wasn't just with lifestyle, but like before she had met me, she'd actually not been to a party or anything, or she'd not been around like any of this kind of stuff here. So I really like threw her off into the deep end when we first met and started going to these events, especially at Secrets. She had never been to a place like that before, so she's come a long way and has really taken in a lot.
That's what I
That's
was
good. Now, for people who's not familiar with Secrets, what is Secrets Hideaway?
Yeah, Secrets Hideaway. It's in Kissimmee, and it is a swingers, kinksters, clothing optional lifestyle resort. So you don't necessarily have to be a swinger to go there and have fun, but imagine like the majority of the people that are going there are that. And it's a very nice resort with lots of themed bedrooms that you can stay in. There's 2 pools and tiki bars and 2 clubs. There is the regular like kind of dancing nightclub, Club Secrets, but then there's also Club Swingster, which is where we work out of, and that's the dungeon where we do all the BDSM and all of the suspensions. So there's something for everybody there at Secrets. You don't necessarily have to be a swinger or a part of the lifestyle. You just got to be somebody with an open mind.
Now, is Club Swingsters on premises?
That's right. It's on the premise.
Okay. Now, what can the guys find there? Can they find you there? Or weekly, like every day of the week? I mean, or daily, or weekends? How does that go?
Yeah, right now, like let's see, this past weekend, the 12th and the 11th, we were there. Like what we're there is we're there every other week. So like we have an off weekend coming up, but then we're back on the next weekend. We're going to be there Friday nights in the dungeon in Club Swingster. And we're there Saturdays at the pool party doing some rope demos. And then we're also there Saturday night at Club Swingster doing more open rope. And we'll tie anybody that wants to get tied. And if somebody wants to learn a rope, they can always ask us. We're happy to show people what we know.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys are hanging pineapples upside down.
That's right.
Literally.
Mm-hmm.
Taking us pineapples and hanging us upside down on the weekends and stuff by the pool. Yeah, that is awesome. So, do you guys actually play with couples or you guys are just in the BDSM world of it? Because what I'm trying to do with Florida Lifestyle, what I'm doing with the podcast, I'm showing all the dynamics of the lifestyle. That's the reason I created it, to show all this people, all the individuals in Florida, and show our different dynamics of the lifestyle in Florida, just so people won't think that, because sometimes it can be misunderstood, thinking it's just one thing, one way, one way to go, one life, when everybody has their different avenues and different ways of approaching a lifestyle.
Yeah.
So what would be you guys more approach to the lifestyle? What would it be?
Yeah, I'd like to think that we're kind of like just the entertainers that they call in to like give a party more spice, because like we don't swing or swap or anything. We don't. But like we are heavily involved in the scene, and we go to like a lot of these parties, not just at Secrets, but all over the place. We go to many of these clubs to just add like more spice and more variety to what's there. Because a lot of people think that like go to a swingers club, what happens is you have to swap with other couples, or you have to be willing to have sex with like whoever's there. It's like, no, there's a lot more that you can do in these places. So we wanted to add to the variety to it. We will tie anybody that asks. We'll even tie people together. So if we got like a couple that wants to get tied together, we can do that. We just did double this past weekend. We tied 2 people up at once and suspended them at the same time. And we do more for you than just like the tie. Like we'll suspend you, but like the thing about suspension is that once you're up in the air, any sensation that you feel from whatever we do to you, you'll feel with 3 times the intensity. So we can flog you, we can get out some paddles, and we can spank you. You'll feel it with like 3 times the impact. Or what I like doing is I like using the vibrating wands, put them like right up on the ropes, and that whole harness that you're wearing, the whole rope harness you're wearing is going to vibrate, and it'll feel like a full body massage. So we will play with people in that sense, in a BDSM sense, in our scenes, and just kind of like add more variety to the party that we're at.
And some people just like watching.
It's more of a like a voyeurism, but with entertainment put to it. Somebody got to be there to make the party live. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Instead of just going around looking around like, who's going to play? No, somebody has to be there to bring the energy, bring the connection, bring everybody together. And that's what you guys are perfect for.
Yeah, kind of like atmosphere models that are there to enhance the atmosphere, or like strippers for the party. Because my past career, I was a stripper, so I've just been used to like being the party boy that's brought in to add some more spice to it.
That is very cool and very informative. And anybody who want to get in contact with him, I'm going to have his information in the bio at the below, so you guys can get in contact with him. Y'all got to excuse me for stumbling on my words as well. I'm like kind of like was in dad mode and then jumped into the podcast, but we doing it. Now, I forgot what other question I had. I heard you mention it intensifies 3 times, like when you put people in the suspension and stuff. So how is that? Why does that happen?
I think that what it does for you, particularly in a suspension, is that it's really taking weight off of, it's taking weight off your feet, off your legs, because you're not standing on your own weight. And because you have that taken off, really it's like being released, like having the stresses of your life that you carry with you and that are weighing down on your shoulders being lifted off those shoulders and taken away. Like it's an old cliche in rope space, but we say it a million times that whenever I bind you, I really set you free. And the tension of the rope is where we find our release. So because you have this weight taken off of you, you can feel sensations with more intensity. And it's not just the suspension that does that, but also like with the binding of the rope, what it's meant to do, besides like being an exercise in trust, what it's also meant to do is to get you to surrender your control, because the control that we are constantly seeking throughout life and the control that we like cling to and everything, it comes with a lot of added stress and worries and ruminations. But like when that control is taken away from you by the rope because you're bound and tied up and are at the mercy of someone else, well, then a lot of that just goes away. And what you feel, what's being done to you then, you can't help but feel with greater intensity.
Right, right. So it gives you a way to submit yourself.
Exactly. Yep.
And when you submit yourself and you get in that relaxed state and you get in free, it actually intensifies everything around you. That is very interesting. That's very interesting. Like I like the BDSM scene. I just never participated, you know. I've been around because I've been to secrets before, you know, and stuff like that. But I never participated. My wife, she always wanted to get tied up, but she just was always nervous. So it's like we never stepped into it, but it looks very interesting. And that's a very interesting way of breaking it down. And I'm glad that you did that for the consumers. So for everybody who's watching right now.
Yeah, that's what we try to achieve with these ties, because a lot of people will ask, like, well, what's the point of it? And what we try to achieve is like this mental state that we refer to as rope space, which is just the rope version of subspace. And it's just like this area of bliss where, you know, if you could just imagine yourself where like you and your lover are in bed and you just had like this incredibly mind-blowing sex session, and now you're like in this zone of bliss with each other to the point where like you're looking into each other's eyes, you're fully satisfied, and like you're saying and confessing things to each other that you would normally bite your tongue on and hide or suppress, but you feel like you're in a safe space now where you can say those things. But say that rope space is the sort of physical equivalent of that, when you've had this very intense rope experience. And that's what we try to create. And I try to do it with like everything that I do, not just from the ties itself, but just from the way that I handle the rope and move it across your body, or the way that we dress. We try to inspire rope space with everything, with the way that we'll talk to you and all. So if your lady wants to have a good rope experience, just hit me up, see if I'm there that weekend. We'll be happy to make something that is specifically catered to her.
That is nice because I that would be something that she would love to experience. If you ever go and get a chance, go on Secrets Hideaway page and you can see us. We are featured on a podcast with Justin Jordan. You know, we're Florida Lifestyle Group. So we was on there one time talking to them about everything. Yeah, she's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been in the lifestyle forever for like 13 years. So we just never dabbled into the other like BDSM and stuff, but we done a lot, you know, we're pretty experienced.
Yeah. One thing I'd say though is before you come down to get tied, try to hold off on the alcohol first, because
Okay.
alcohol and rope just don't mix. I mean, like,
What about food? What about food? We're
yeah,
like food, you know,
definitely
'cause
be well fed beforehand. Be well fed beforehand, because I've seen it like some rope conventions and some rope shows, like some of the people getting tied up and passed out because they hadn't eaten it all that day. And yeah,
what
but
about eating
also,
whole foods like beans?
that's right.
That you
Mhm.
know certain positions will open up certain stuff.
Mhm. Yep, we've had that experience too.
Everybody will be ready for the rope party.
Yep. And yeah, so I gotta try to hold off on the alcohol until after you tie, and
Okay.
make sure you go to the bathroom first, because I don't want to get you up there and then you tell me after I put you up, hey, I want to go. I need to go to the bathroom.
So how did you guys unite? Did you guys unite through Fat Life?
No, I mean, like the way that we met, when we met, like our very first date, I was just like going straight for the jugular on it. I just told you like, hey, can I tie you up? And I brought her back to my car and tied her up right there, which sounds like the start of like a horror movie, like I'm some big
Wow.
serial killer.
Wow.
But she was down for it.
It was rope handcuffs.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Cuffed up
That
her
is
hands there with
awesome.
rope, and it was a good thing because I'm just in a position right now where like I can't even have vanilla friends, let alone a
Yep.
vanilla girlfriend. Of like somebody doesn't understand this aspect of my lifestyle because like rope is my life. So if somebody doesn't
Yeah.
understand
Yeah.
this aspect of my lifestyle, we just couldn't have a relationship. But she was a good sport. She played along with it and got into it.
Right. Right. And I totally agree with that. I'm at a point in my life, especially about to hit into my 40s, where being in the lifestyle since my 20s, I'm really like that as well, dude. It's like it's I love my vanilla friends, but I'm like I got enough family to live a vanilla lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nah, like I need more friends that understand where I'm coming from and understand this lifestyle because it's nothing like hanging with people and who really gets it,
Yeah.
because we could be very misunderstood a lot, and that's why I started Florida Lifestyler because I wanted something to represent us as a whole. Because we have all the different crews. Everybody got a crew. Everybody got this crew, that crew. This we needed something to represent us as a unit, as a one group, one body. And I came up with Florida Lifestyler Group just for that. You know what I mean? I
Mm-hmm.
really did. And that's why when we started off, I was like, yo, you take the floor because it's really about showing the world our culture. And it's not about me at all. You know, I'm just part of this collective. And this collective really helped change my life and help me be free and honest with who I am. And I think nothing else could have make me kind of happier, to tell you the truth, besides family and life itself.
We certainly appreciate you creating the space for these conversations, and for showing off like these sides of the culture. Because like, had I had never discovered rope, well then like so many opportunities, like so many great things in my life would have never happened. Because just I never would have guessed it 6 years ago when I first started learning that. Yeah, tying rope, that turned out to be one of the best decisions of my life. Now we got a cat that's trying to get in the way here. Yeah.
Oh no, I love that.
He wants to get on the screen. But yeah, the learning to tie rope was probably the best decision of my life because of the people that it's had me meet, and the opportunities that it's given me is things that I just never in a million years thought were possible. Because at
Yeah,
first I was a pretty introverted guy. I wasn't somebody that was a party animal or anything. Uh,
yeah.
didn't think that I would ever be living this kind of lifestyle, and definitely like tying at clubs like Secrets. And I certainly didn't even think that I'd be able to find somebody that'd be okay with that and be in a relationship with me about it. But
And that right there that's what's going to make you guys last long because y'all have the same interests and the same mind. See, I do Q&As every Wednesday, and a lot of those questions I basically say the same thing but in different ways. But it's all about the mindset and going to find the things of common ground. And you get a lot of great results just by those two things. Having a
Mhm.
great mindset, a great outlook, and going into the direction of things that you want. And everything would just come to you. It's like it seems so simple, but we don't do it. And I understand why, and I understand our conditionings. But if we do it, we will get the results we are all looking for, you know? It's like people who say they go to the club and they're standoffish and they're like, oh, nobody want to talk to me. Nobody. Well, you got to change the mindset of I'm going to have a great time. Then you get there and just start interacting with people. And then you're going to eventually find somebody that says, oh, hey, you're a cool person. Let's talk all night,
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you get what you want out of life. And it took a long time for me to understand that, but I'm glad I understand it now before while I'm getting into my late 30s, early 40s. And I'm glad that I'm able to incorporate that knowledge within this lifestyle because I want to help people. I do, man. I love it. And I love you guys, as a whole, as a collective, you know?
Yeah. We love you back.
Thank you. And I thank you guys for coming and participating. And you say they can find you where?
Instagram is where I do like all of my rope stuff. So you just look up Lost LOST Scarecrow on
Okay.
Instagram. You'll find me there, or also just like the Secrets website or the Secrets socials. You'll see like a lot of me participating on there. You can find me through that.
Yeah,
Right.
I
That's like
3 times yesterday.
Yeah.
Secrets is like one of guys, I'm telling you, if you come to Florida, come to Secrets. It's like one of the greatest places on earth in a 3-block radius.
True. Like I've tied at many clubs. That was definitely like the best one that I've experienced. Best one I've tied at.
Yeah, you go there, man, and it's amazing how the entertainment that they bring make you forget about everything. Like you'll forget that you just came off a highway once you walk behind those doors. It's like
Exactly.
very entertaining. I'm very grateful for a place like that. You know, I embrace all of us as a whole. So I'm very grateful for a place like Secrets. And very grateful for you guys who participate there because I watch y'all a lot online and I'm an entertainer myself. And I love the entertainers that they chose, like as you and Justin Jordan and the other entertainers I see when they throw the little parties. I'm like, man, this is great because it's very needed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
We're
before
very grateful to be there too.
So before I head out, I want to ask one more question.
All right.
When you hear Florida lifestyler, what do you think about to your mind? What comes to mind?
I guess like when we say lifestyle, I mean, first you got to kind of understand the context of like what that means, and probably the first thing that comes to mind is swinger. But from what we can see, like, it doesn't necessarily have to mean swinger because there's plenty of people that go to secrets that aren't swingers or really like not all that of even a wild party animal as well. But I think that's probably the first thing that should come to mind is just somebody that keeps it real 24/7. And when we say, well, we can't have vanilla friends or anything, like I can't have vanilla friends, but we say, well, lifestyle friend, those are real friends because that's a person that keeps it real all the time. So
Yeah.
that's how I would define it.
Right, right. What about you, Gypsy, if you don't mind me asking? When you think of Florida lifestyler, what comes to your mind?
I guess just because I came in just a year ago, everything that goes on at Secret, so the dungeon and the swinging and the option to not wear clothing is what I think of. So all of it together.
That's a great perception as well. There's no right or wrong answer. I just want to see the broad answers of what do people think of when they hear about that term. Well, I thank you guys for participating, and be sure to contact them guys on the links below at the bottom. And this is Florida, and this is our lifestyle, baby. We'll check you out. Holla.
Thank you very much, James.
All right, thank you guys. Thank you for participating. I'll write you guys online and everything, and we'll catch up.
All right. Looking
All
forward
right,
to it.
thank you. I'm very grateful. Thank you so much.
All right.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.